Hi, it's Corey with Pearson. I wanted to show off one of my favorite tools that we have in the MyLab. It's available in MyLab Econ, BStats, statistics, finance, accounting, Excel. And what it is it's an auto-graded Excel project. And so if you want your students to be able to go in and work in Excel, but you don't want to have to go in and grade every single one of those projects that they're turning in, this is a great alternative that you can kind of mix in into your teaching so that students have the ability to work in Excel, practice some of those tools, some of those skills and best practices, turn it in, and then get pretty much automatic, pretty much immediately automatic feedback on those Excel graded projects, and then you as the instructor can go in and you can check them out, grade them as well afterwards if you need. But they're all auto graded; they'll go right in the grade book. Students get that immediate feedback that's so important when working in a tool like Excel. So I'm going to open it up. Down here, I have a handful of assignments in my student account. Excel projects demo is what we're going to look at today. As we go throughout this, I'll probably pause it a few times just so that you don't have to see me working on anything. But let's open it up. This is what it looks like for the students. So we'll open up chapter 2, problem 2. This is what it'll look like for students. It's basically a 4-step process. They download their starting materials, which include instructions and a blank Excel starter file. They do it on their computer, they upload, and then submit for grading. So let me download all files. I've got a Word doc with instructions. I've got the Excel like starter project that I can work off of. And there's a zip file here that everything kind of lives in. So let me get this open. Here we go. Kind of show you what it looks like here. There we go. So we have this. This is the instructions for the project. Kind of explains what they need to do. Gives them a problem description. Let me download the Excel one. I'll pause it real quick and be right back. Okay, then here's the starter file for Excel. Right now, Microsoft is kind of just reviewing it. So then once I can edit it, I'll go and do the project. You'll see that the instructions that were on the Word document also live in the Excel Grader project. So students can just live in here if they want. Here are the instructions. And then here's kind of that starter file for problem 8-2. They have a synopsis of what they're trying to accomplish, a handful of charts they need to fill out. And then at the end, they'll draw their uh, demand and supply curves. So I'm going to go through and kind of work on this. I've already started it. I'm just going to wrap a couple things up and I'll be right back. All right, so here we go. So I've gone through and I filled this out. One really important part of these projects that I think is just so valuable for students is that they're not just solving these problems, right? I'm in a MyLab Excel, or I'm sorry, MyLab Econ course, and it's important for me to understand the econ concepts and like the background of and how to apply that knowledge that I've learned in the book. But when students start their real jobs and begin their careers, the people they work with are going to want to see cell references, right? They're not just going to want to see that the cell here is 750. They want to see where those cell references are coming from. So these projects force students to do that, which is in a lot of ways best practice. As I went through and did this, I made a couple mistakes as well. So I put in the values rather than the cell references so that you can see what that looks like after we submit. I've completed both of these. You can kind of see those cell references up there that I've done. Um, and then at the end, students will need to draw the demand and supply curves. This is kind of beyond my knowledge of both Excel and Econ, so I'm not going to include that. I'll get it wrong in my problem, but I'm going to now upload it. So I've got it saved, hopefully. I'm going to come back here to this, choose my file. Um, Here we go. I'm going to upload it and then submit for grading. Perfect. All right, I'm going to pause this and head back into the MyLab. And as soon as it has been graded, I'll let you know how long it's been right now. I'll kind of keep that timer going just so you can let students know. But I'll pause it now and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been roughly a minute since I submitted that. Went back into the MyLab, reloaded. And I see that my Excel projects demo has been graded at a 56%. And so I can go back in and I can review that. There we go. Let me open that up. Okay. And now this is a view that's very similar for both the instructor and the student, and it's going to go through and you're going to be able to look at that Excel project that was submitted and you can see where things are wrong. So if I download the file, which I guess I might as well do to show you, you can hover over these and you'll figure out, okay, all of these values are correct. Why did I miss it? It's because I didn't use cell references. Same as here, didn't use cell references. So you can kind of go in and the students can go back, review, see what they got wrong. The instructors can review it really quickly for each student. And then obviously my chart didn't get submitted. So I'm gonna pause it, open it up so that you can see what sort of feedback they're getting. Okay, all right, so I've opened it up. This is the submission markup. This is probably gonna be a little bit more useful to instructors than it is to students, but they have use of it as well. And I'm gonna go back to the problem where I submitted all of my work. And when I hover over these, hold on, maybe need to enable editing, but when I hover over these red triangles, it tells me where my error was, why I got it incorrect. And so what I submitted here was the values, 100 plus 20 times C13 minus 20, right? And so I didn't use the cell references there. So this field was correct. I got points for that. This field was incorrect, so I lost points for that because I did not use cell references. And then this final field that had D13 minus E13 is correct because I used the correct cell references even though this whole column of data was incorrect. I think this is an amazing tool that students can use to better their understanding of Excel, do best practices, get that practice without putting a load for an instructor of having to grade 4 or 5 Excel grader projects each semester, and they can kind of focus on doing 1 or 2 bigger projects and have these work in between throughout the semester for students to just get better at their Excel skills. Reach out to your rep if you have any questions about this. We have quite a few different variations of these Excel grader projects that are available in your MyLab, and we're happy to help you get them set up and rolled out to students. Have a great semester.